Hamburger Helper. It's been around for decades, feeding families on tight schedules and tighter budgets. But let's be honest, not every flavour inside that box hits the same. Some are pure comfort in a bowl, while others, well, let's just say they should have stayed on the test kitchen shelf. So today, we're breaking down the 5 best and 5 worst Hamburger Helper flavours. The ones that truly deliver flavour and nostalgia, and the ones that miss the mark completely. No hype, no guessing, just honest talk about which boxes are worth your dinner time and which ones deserve to stay on the back of the shelf. So let's start with the good ones, the top 5 flavours that actually deliver. Cheeseburger macaroni. Now this flavour works because it brings together 2 all-time comforts, macaroni and cheeseburger, into one easy meal. The sauce is creamy, the cheese not strong, and the ground beef element makes it feel hearty rather than just pasta with sauce. Reviewers point out that it retains nostalgia and simplicity, making it go-to for families. The texture tends to hold up well, the pasta doesn't collapse into mush, at least in many reviews, and the balance among sauce, meat and carbs feels right. Its versatility adds to its strength. You can boost it with fresh ingredients and still keep the core intact. Because the flavour profile is familiar and reliable, it doesn't try to be too fancy, and that's exactly why it shines. It delivers comfort, speed and decent flavour inside the box meal category. Tomato basil penne. This flavour stands out due to its penne pasta shape and the tomato basil combination, which lifts it above the usual cheese and beef boxed options. Reviewers rank this one fairly high because the basil flavour is noticeable and the tomato sauce gives it a slightly fresher feel. The penne shape is a smart choice. It holds the sauce better than simple macaroni and gives each bite some texture. It works because it feels like an upgrade. You still get the fast and easy meal format, but the flavour leans towards something you might make when you want a little more than just quick. The overall effect? A box meal you won't regret grabbing when you want ease without sacrificing flavour entirely. Beef stroganoff. This variant earns its place among the best because it offers richer flavour and texture than many box meals. The creamy sauce combined with beef and noodles give it a grown-up comfort feel. Reviewers note that it gives off stroganoff vibes, though not perfect, still decent for the category. It succeeds because it elevates the simple pasta feel format. You're not just eating macaroni and cheese. You're getting a sauce with depth, noodles that carry flavour, and a meal that feels more substantial. For nights when you want convenience but also something satisfying, this one delivers. The balance of creaminess, meat and pasta makes it a strong choice among box meal options. Cheesy Italian shells. Now, this flavour ticks the texture box and the flavour depth box. The shell-shaped pasta offers more interesting mouthfeel, catching sauce in its curves. The Italian note promises tomato or herb seasoning alongside the cheese. Many reviews pick it as a favourite for that reason. It works because shape matters. When the pasta holds sauce well, each bite feels more intentional and less flat. The flavour profile offers a bit more sophistication than the baseline box meals. You get cheese, but also some seasoning variety and better pasta shape. It's still quick and easy, but you walk away feeling you chose the better side option among convenient meals. Chili macaroni. This flavour combines comfort with a touch of heat, making it more interesting than the ultra basic box choices. Reviewers highlight that its chili element gives it an edge, though it's still not gourmet. The pasta beef sauce format remains, but the spice variation adds flavour depth and keeps it from being too predictable. For someone wanting quick meal comfort with some character, this flavour hits the mark. The balance of familiar ingredients with a slight twist makes it a winner in the fast and decent category. So those are the 5 that get a big thumbs up. Comfort, flavour, texture, versatility, they deliver. Now onto the others, the ones that under-deliver. Deluxe cheeseburger macaroni. Despite its deluxe label, this variant doesn't deliver as well as expected. Reviewers mention mushy noodles, excessive salt, and a lack of clear burger flavour beyond the label. What makes it fail is the imbalance, trying to upgrade the classic but skipping the fundamentals of better texture or deeper flavour. The end result feels cheaper rather than premium, salty rather than rich, soft rather than sturdy. When a box meal adds a tag like deluxe, you expect something extra. In this case, the extra doesn't translate into better experience. For viewers, this is a box you'll buy once, feel meh about, and skip next time. Beef pasta. This flavor's biggest weakness is its simplicity. It isn't bad, but it's forgettable. Reviewers often describe it as plain, just pasta, beef, and a thin sauce that doesn't offer much flavor or texture. There's no richness, no balance, and no excitement when you take that first bite. It feels like eating a meal that was halfway there but never finished. In a world where quick meals need to impress fast, this one falls flat. If you're picking a box dinner, you want something bold or comforting, not something that tastes like plain noodles with a hint of meat. This flavor doesn't bring size, spice, or depth. It's just there, existing without leaving an impression. That's why most people forget it right after eating. Instead of being a go-to dinner hero, it ends up being the "why did I even choose this meal" that you probably won't buy again. Cheesy enchilada. This flavor tries to capture that warm, spicy comfort of Mexican food, but sadly, it doesn't quite get there. Reviewers often mention that the sauce tastes flat, lacking the punch you'd expect from something called cheesy enchilada. Instead of bold spices, rich tomato, or a little chili kick, what you get is a mild, slightly salty mix that feels unfinished. The texture doesn't help either. The pasta and sauce don't blend smoothly, leaving you wishing for more depth and excitement in every bite. When people see enchilada on the box, they imagine something full of flavor, smoky, cheesy, maybe even a little tangy. But when that expectation isn't met, disappointment hits harder. That's the main issue here. It promises a fiesta, but delivers a quiet dinner. In a market full of box meals that at least get comfort food right, this one struggles to stand out. It ends up being the kind of meal that looks appealing on the shelf, but doesn't live up to its name once cooked. Cheesy Italian shells. Even though this flavor has some stronger versions, others can really fall short. Many reviewers complain that the sauce comes out too watery and the seasoning barely noticeable. You expect a mix of herbs, garlic, and that cozy Italian aroma, but instead it often tastes bland and lifeless. The cheese feels more artificial than creamy, and the Italian part is so faint that it might as well not be there. The pasta shells, while a nice shape, can't save the meal when the sauce doesn't stick well. Instead of a rich, hearty dish, you're left with something that feels half done and under-seasoned. It's the kind of meal that looks promising because of the name and pasta shape, but once you taste it, you realize it's missing the heart of what makes Italian comfort food special. In short, this version disappoints because it forgets that good Italian flavor isn't about shape or cheese, it's about seasoning, balance, and warmth. Potato stroganoff. Now this flavor stands out because it tries something different, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work. Instead of pasta, it uses dehydrated potato slices, which sound interesting but don't deliver the same satisfying bite. Reviewers often describe the texture as strange, soft but rubbery, and the sauce is too thin and lacking the rich creaminess you'd expect from a stroganoff. The overall taste ends up feeling dull, missing that comforting depth of beef and mushroom flavor the name promises. It's an example of a box meal that confuses novelty with quality. While trying to be unique, it loses the comforting appeal that makes other Hamburger Helper flavors enjoyable. The problem isn't the idea, it's the weak seasoning and inconsistent texture that makes it feel unfinished. For anyone hoping for a warm filling meal, this one just doesn't satisfy. It's more likely to leave you wondering, why did I even pick this one, rather than reaching for it again next week. And that wraps up our deep dive into the world of box meals. Thanks for sticking with me as we explored 10 flavors, from standout hits to those that don't quite cut it. Now, before you hit the pantry, here's a quick reminder. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which box flavor is your go-to and why? Or which one will you definitely skip next time? Drop it in the comments down below, hit subscribe for more food story scripts, and don't forget to share your own upgrade hacks. So go on, close the pantry door, tuck that box away, and enjoy your next quick and satisfying meal.